Long ago, in the ancient land of Wisconsin, a group of nerds delved deep into the depths of Milwaukee Area Technical College. It was neither gold nor silver they sought, but knowledge of video games and the video game industry. They called this epic journey the DevQuest. Welcome to the DevQuest, the podcast where we talk about video games and the video game industry. I'm your host, John Harwood, and I'm joined by
Jason Wisniewski.
How are you doing, Jason? How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Summer's almost over.
Yeah. Have you been surviving the riots all right?
Thankfully I'm nowhere near the riots.
Okay, me neither.
That's pretty scary stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a curfew for teenagers right now.
Yep.
Gotta be in at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, but we are all safe. As far as you know, we're all safe.
As far as you know?
Yes. Maybe we're not in the future. By the time this comes out, maybe we're dead.
Oh.
Maybe we joined the riot. Maybe,
Ooh.
We helped burn down a small business.
So many alternate timeline possibilities.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, there's another me out there that's setting fire to banks right now.
Yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
Yes. All right, so video games.
Video
Jason.
games.
So Gamescom went on, I guess, this weekend? Or maybe is it still going on?
I think it says it's still going on.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it was last weekend. I don't know. But there's a big con in Europe called Gamescom. There's a lot going on.
Yep.
Most notably to me, and I saw this online, did you see the new VR technology for the South Park game?
Oh, yeah. Is it the one that, it helps you, smell stuff that's going on in the game?
It's just so it can make farts in your face.
Wow, that is gross.
It's pretty gross, but hey, that's the future.
I wonder, does it just have, preloaded scents, or does it have to, generate the scents based on,
I don't know. Maybe there's just, a turd inside the machine that just, vents out.
Maybe.
A little bit at a time.
So is it just farts, or does it do other smells as well?
As far as I know, it's just farts.
Okay.
But here, let me look into it. Fully functional mask, makes use of sensors. Yeah, I think it's just farts.
Wow.
Which sounds pretty on point.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but it would be nicer if it were, different smells as well. Because then I could see, maybe people, actually wearing this, while playing games and stuff.
It's not available in stores. It was
Yeah.
only at the conventions.
Okay.
Which is probably for the best.
Right.
But that's good. I really enjoy that. New Metal Gear game.
Yep, new Metal Gear game.
Did you play Phantom Pain?
I did not. I watched it a little bit.
Yeah, I watched my roommate play the whole thing. I'm surprised that this is coming out and not the Metal Gear 5 True Ending Edition.
Right.
Because that was really weird.
Well, because didn't Konami just not want to release the final ending or the real ending?
I don't know the story behind it.
I thought it was it was creative differences between Kojima and Konami.
Well, yeah, that was definitely the thing. I honestly just think they ran out of time.
Oh, okay.
So it just ends, and then you've got a bunch more game after, but it's all repeat the same mission, but on a harder difficulty, stuff like that.
Well, didn't they? I heard that they did release what the ending was supposed to be, but it was in an unfinished state or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was a storyboard or something.
Yeah. I think it might have been an unlockable in the actual Phantom Pain.
Yeah, maybe if you do all the missions and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not sure on that.
Oof, we're bad at this.
Bad at what?
Just knowing.
Oh, you're right. Just
about
informing.
knowing about this game.
Yeah.
But I was looking at this article and it just seems really scummy to me because it says Kojima is putting it out and not. Wait, no, is it? Where'd it go?
You mean Konami is?
Konami, yeah.
Is releasing it, and Kojima has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, Konami is putting out the game of Metal Gear game, even though it's Kojima's baby, and Kojima's no longer with the company, but they're putting out another game of its license.
I mean, that's what game companies do, though. They just own the rights to the property, and then
Yeah, they do, but begs the question: is it gonna be any good?
I doubt it'll be. I don't know if it'll have the same sort of unique sort of qualities that the other Metal Gear games had that Kojima sort of added to
to them. But, you know, it'll probably be a military... Well, it's not like a... It seems like this survival game. It's not going to be like more... It's not going to be much of a shooter. It'll be more of like a melee combat thing, and then there will be like... There will be projectile weapons and stuff like that. But like half of the weapons that we saw in the trailer were like spears, and like there's like a guy with like a pipe, I think.
Oh, I'm reading.
So I guess they're adding like melee combat.
I'm reading more into this article, and they're just butchering Metal Gear.
Really?
It's a 4-player co-op. It's only going to be $30 because it's not really a full game, but it's set in an alternate timeline of Metal Gear 5 where people have been zombified, so you're just surviving against hordes of zombies.
Right.
That's depressing.
Is it depressing?
Yeah, it's just Metal Gear zombies now.
Well, yeah, but is that better though than not getting anything at all?
Yeah? What does this have to do with anything Metal Gear? It's just Call of Duty zombies, but with Metal Gear characters.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe there like is more like a story element to it, and they just didn't show that in the trailer.
Well, who cares about the story? Because it's an alternate timeline. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Maybe you're not giving them enough credit, Jason. Maybe they'll come up with like a really good, like short, little compact story that takes place in a different universe.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll blow me away about how all these characters are now zombies, and everyone is dead. Yeah, I don't have high hopes.
Okay.
So that's really depressing. I'm not even that big into Metal Gear,
but Jason, the zombies have big horns in their heads, just like Big Boss.
Do they?
Yeah.
Ew.
Some of them.
That's gross. Why do they all have horns in their heads? Did they all go through the same traumatic experience as Metal Gear?
I heard a theory.
Metal Gear is Big Boss.
I heard a theory that actually like the whole game is like a hallucination inside like Big Boss's brain after like that helicopter explosion, and so like that's why it's like in an alternate reality is because it's just like a dream, man.
I guess. I mean, why would they even state that it's an alternate reality then?
I don't know.
That's where you don't.
Maybe that's the big twist at the end. That it was actually all a dream.
Yeah, you mean the worst twist in the history of plot devices. Every argument that you presented to me so far has been...
Well, I don't know.
Sad.
Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be, maybe it'll revolutionize the whole zombies genre of games.
Oh, boy.
It's also called survival, so I take it there's probably going to be like more survival elements to it as well.
Maybe.
So do you think that they're actually just like cashing in on the whole like survival like game genre thing now?
I do.
Okay.
I think Kojima's gone, so Konami's like, oh, let's fucking milk the shit out of this.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Really, I don't even like Metal Gear that much, but I respect it as a series. Just to see it like being manhandled like this is...
You have to admit it's probably better than all the pachinko machine stuff though, right?
Okay, we don't get pachinko machines. I don't really have much to say on a pachinko machine.
Okay.
I've never played pachinko. I don't know how, popular they are in Japan. Who knows?
They must be pretty popular if they're just,
Yeah.
Well, I guess, a lot of people I think thought that that Konami was just going to stray away from AAA altogether and just put out pachinko licensed games. But I guess they announced this game now, so maybe they are still.
At least they're doing that.
Yeah, they are still doing regular games.
Metal Gear. What more do they have? I think they've got Silent Hills, which is a pretty much dead series.
Right.
So.
And plus they canceled that whole thing anyways. So.
Yeah, they did. But we got Death Stranding.
That's true.
That looks.
That's
really
also
good.
That's not a Konami thing. That's just a Kojima.
Yeah, it's Kojima. Do they have Resident Evil?
No, that's Capcom.
Capcom, that's right. That looks really good. The new one.
Yeah.
So hey, we got some good horror stuff coming.
Yes. Also, I heard that there's going to be an announcement on the 24th that they're going to announce the new Dark Souls DLC.
Yes, I saw that too. I'm really excited. I've been keeping up with a lot of different people who talk about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's either going to be about New Londor with the Hollows, or about the Angels and Gertrude.
Oh, okay.
Because that was a really big, unexplained
yeah, it was.
thing. So, maybe they'll do two. Maybe they'll just do both. That would be great.
2 and 1 DLC?
Yeah, I mean, Dark Souls 2 had 3 DLCs, so
Oh,
might as well.
okay.
It was...
Did you play Bloodborne at all?
I played it. I only got halfway through, because I wasn't very good at Bloodborne. Did you play through it?
I just watched it, pretty much.
I got to the Nightmare Frontier with Amygdalia, and I just couldn't beat it, which is sad because everyone says that that's a really easy boss, but I couldn't.
Right.
I don't know if it was just the weapon that I was using or something, but
Which boss is that?
it's one of the big spider creatures, the
Okay.
really big things that are like hanging off the walls and stuff.
Okay, I think I remember that.
Also known as amygdala, but I know Patches pronounces it Amygdalia.
Okay. Wait, so Patches is in Bloodborne too?
He's the spider guy. He's not Patches, but he's the same voice actor and he's got the same face.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the spider guy in the Nightmare Frontier.
Interesting.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. He's shown up in every game. Except for 2, I think. Well,
doesn't he have like a surrogate character though?
Yeah, I think he showed up as like just another voiced character.
Right.
But I know he himself didn't show up, but he's the best character.
Okay.
I have a character on 3 named Trustworthy Patches that I did like his full build through the whole game.
Oh, I see.
That was a rough one because he does not really use a great weapon. But hey.
What weapon does he use?
The wing spear.
The wing spear, yeah.
We got to +10. Got me through the game, but... Oh, let's see. Did you hear about Final Fantasy?
No.
So, have you seen anything about the new Final Fantasy?
No, I have not. I'm pretty much... I have no idea what's going on with that series, like, at all.
I mean, okay, so 15 has been... none of them are connected, except for, like, 13, 1, 2, and 3. They're always different stories. But, 15 has been announced for, like, 10 years or something. They've been working on it for a really long time, and it was supposed to come out in September, I think, but it got delayed again to November, which isn't the worst, but for people who've been waiting for so long, it's like, really?
Right.
I'm not really, like, I'm probably not going to play it, because, so the new world is, the main character is this, like, 16-year-old looking guy.
So is that the one where it's like he's like with like all of his friends and they can like drive in like a car?
Yeah, they got the car and they all got the crappy haircuts that make them look like they're in a boy band.
Okay, I have seen that. Yeah, you're right. They do look like they're in a boy band.
It's awful. But like the world is like looks amazing though, which is what gets me. And I think it's so funny that like it's Final Fantasy, but they have a car.
Right.
That like they're driving down the freeway and there's this giant like turtle monster that's just walking in the background.
Right.
Like it's a really cool clash of centuries, I guess, but I don't know if I'm gonna play it or not.
Okay.
But it's just Square Enix used to be like one of my favorite companies, and the way that they're putting stuff up now is like, I don't know, they've really lost a lot of light in my eyes, because Kingdom Hearts 3's taken actual years. I don't even know how many. And now this Final Fantasy 15, I saw an announcement at Gamescom that they're putting out Nier 2. You ever play Nier?
I've heard of that, I think, at some point.
I mean,
Isn't it about like you're like rescuing like your daughter or something?
Yeah, your daughter, I don't know much about it. Your daughter's sick. I was watching a playthrough and I stopped like halfway through. I didn't really like it. But your daughter's sick and you've got this talking book that teaches you magic or something. The magic's cool. It's like blood magic, so you do like blood lances and stuff and blood bullets. That stuff is cool, but I was just really bored by the gameplay.
Right.
So I just think it's really weird that they're gonna go ahead and put out Nier 2, which I don't think many people were asking for.
Right.
I mean, I could be wrong, but when you're already working on Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3 that people have been waiting like 10 years for, I don't know why you'd go ahead and do this other project first. It's just... What are you doing, Square Enix? What are you doing?
I feel like it's a lot. It's like that with like a lot of like big game companies. It's just like, what do you... That's not what I want.
That's not what I want.
Why are you doing that?
Nintendo, I don't want Federation Force, please, no. I was on the Nintendo eShop because I just got a new 3DS, because as you remember, I broke my last one. So I finally replaced that, and I was just on the shop seeing what they got, and along with Federation Force coming out, there's like this other crappy little game for Metroid. It's like Metroid Blast Ball or something.
Right.
I don't know. It's just why can't you just make me a real game, Nintendo?
Did you play like? Wasn't there like a Metroid pinball game for like Game Boy Advance? Or something?
I never played that.
I heard. I feel like I heard good things about it.
Yeah, I mean it's a pinball game.
Right.
You can't really go wrong. I've got nothing against pinball.
Right.
Pinball's fun.
All right. Right now, name off all the pinball video games you've ever played.
The space one on Windows.
All right. Of course, everybody's played that one.
The original Pokemon Pinball.
I also played that one.
Pokemon Ruby Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, which I've played many hours of. That game's really fun.
I also played that one too.
Arcade pinball.
Yeah, of course. I played the Super Mario Brothers pinball.
Ooh, I remember that.
That game was so like obnoxiously hard. I don't know. I remember
because didn't you have to like complete a level or something while you were playing pinball?
Yeah, you had like 3 lives, and you had to like progress through a series of like different like boards, I guess, or just like pinball stages. And like they all had like different objectives and stuff, and it was just like really annoying because sometimes you would just like lose the ball, and then you would go back down to like the previous level. I think that was it. Is like you only like died if you like went down to the like base level and then like lost the ball. But like if you like you could like go up into, I think you could shoot your ball up into like a new stage, and if you like went back, you just went back into the old stage.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe I'm just completely misremembering that entirely.
Do you ever like get really far in Pokemon Pinball Ruby Sapphire?
Really far?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It had like a lot of depth to it. Because you could evolve and like catch and evolve your Pokemon, and then after you completed the series, I think you caught 3 Pokemon, you got a mini game, which depending on which version you were on, I usually played Ruby version.
Yeah.
Which you would go to like a cemetery, and you'd have to like hit all these Duskulls.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then like you could hit this Dusclops enough, and he'd go away and you'd beat it. And then if you did that mini game again, you would catch the Dusclops.
Oh.
And then once you did like a couple of those mini games, you'd get a mini game to encounter either Groudon or Kyogre.
Oh, really?
Which the first time through you would just drive him off, and then if you got to that mini game again, you would catch it. And then you'd have to do that like a 3rd time, and then you would get to the Rayquaza stage, and again you'd beat him once, drive him off, and then if you got to it again, you could catch him. It was insanity. You had to do this all on 3 balls.
Wow.
I remember just getting to it a couple times as a kid, and it just blew my mind just of how much is actually in this game.
That's crazy. No, I never actually made it that far. I never made it to any of the legendary Pokemon.
Speaking of Pokemon, have you seen the new Alola forms for Sun and Moon?
For what?
For Pokemon Sun and Moon, the name
of
the
yeah.
games? Did you see
I saw the Executor.
Executor!
But
it's the best!
I know Vulpix's form, it's like a little white fox, right?
Yeah.
It's like an ice form.
It got an ice, and then Ninetales became ice and fairy.
Yeah.
Sandshrew and Sandslash got ice and steel.
Right.
Which I really like Sandslash's design too. And then we've seen a couple more since then. We've got the new Raichu. Have you seen that one?
I think so.
I
don't remember it.
They made it a lot cuter, and then it surfs on its tail, and it became a psychic type.
Oh.
So I don't know, people are really divided on that one, because they don't like the idea of Raichu being cute, I guess. I don't really know what the hate is, but I don't really like it in general.
Okay.
Because I don't really like Raichu. This didn't really change my opinion on it, but we got a really cool new Marowak that's Ghost and Fire.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that was kind of hinted at kind of early on. There was we got information about the new pseudo gym leaders, quotation marks, because they're taking away gyms and they're replacing them with island challenges.
Okay.
And each island has a leader of the challenge, and one of the guys is he's a fire type user, and then in his description it said, together with his trusty Marowak, he learns his new dances on the all the islands or something. So it was really fishy because Marowak's a ground type, and we didn't know that Marowak was getting a loan for him yet. But this guy was a fire type user, and he had a Marowak, so everyone's like, oh, so I guess Marowak's getting a loan for him that's fire or something.
Right.
So that was cool. That came full circle. And there's a new Meowth that's dark type.
Ooh.
And it's
Wait.
super sassy.
I feel like I've seen that too.
It's not too different from regular Meowth.
It's just a black Meowth.
Yeah,
right?
it's like a black Meowth. His whiskers are a little more prominent. He stands up straighter.
Hmm.
But he does like a nice little like hair swoosh thing. It's amazing.
Okay.
Oh man.
So the Aloha forms, are you just going to be able to like catch those, or are they like a transformation type thing?
They are what naturally live in that region, so you just catch them. We don't know really how it's gonna work. Like, if you're bringing old Pokemon into that generation,
Right.
Like I literally the night before Alolan Executor got announced, I finished breeding and raising a regular Executor.
Oh, okay.
So I got really excited because like, oh, can I just take this thing and bring it over there and it would automatically become the Longstrong?
Right.
So we don't know though. They've been really vague on that detail. What we think is just going to be you're going to have to do them separately.
Yeah, that's what I imagine too.
Yeah.
Is that you're going to be able to have your old like Executor and stuff, but then you can also get a long neck Executor.
Yeah, the longest and strongest boy.
Yeah, that can. It's a dragon type too,
It's
right?
a dragon. I love, ladies and gentlemen, listening at home. Let it be known that Jason Wisniewski loves the new Executor design. It's so tall. It's got a tail with a little stupid head on its tail.
Yeah.
And it's a dragon? Why is it a dragon? Who knows? But really...
And we had this discussion before, right? How like we discussed Gyarados, right? And how he was a dragon?
Yeah, Gyarados isn't a dragon, but Executor is. Screw you, George.
Wait, so Gyarados isn't a dragon? I thought me and George were arguing that it wasn't a dragon, but you were arguing that it was.
No, it's not a dragon. It's water flying.
Alright, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you will.
Okay. And then also Charizard is not a dragon as well.
Charizard is not a dragon unless you have Charizard Mega X. And then it's a dragon of fire.
Okay.
Oh, man. I'm so excited for Sun and Moon. You don't understand. There's a new Sandcastle Pokemon.
Sandcastle Pokemon?
Yeah.
That sounds dumb.
It's alright. It's not the worst design I've seen. It's ground and ghost.
Okay.
So, like, that's usually what they do now, is, like, if there's some inanimate object that shouldn't be alive, they just slap ghost on it.
Right.
So, I mean, it's okay. I think it's funny. It kind of looks like Muck, but a sandcastle.
Okay.
So, it's cute, but, oh, man.
It probably complements really well with the vanilla ice cream Pokemon, or whatever that was.
Vanillux.
Yeah. Like, I can imagine, some kid chilling out eating an ice cream Pokemon while making a sandcastle Pokemon.
Yeah. And they kind of, like, had to make it, because Alola's, like, Hawaii, and it's surrounded by beaches, so, I don't know. It's, like, really mean, apparently. There's, like, a picture of it. It's like, it says they lie in wait, and then once a Pokemon steps in their range, they just, like, capture them, and it shows, like, a picture of a Pikachu falling into, like, this quicksand pit with, like, these arms grabbing out at it. I'm like, oh, God. Is Pikachu gonna die? Ooh, no.
So, what's the name of that one, the ice cream Pokemon? What's that called?
The final evolution is Vanillux.
Okay.
Cause it's like deluxe.
Right.
Vanillish, Vanillite, Vanillux.
Okay. So is there like an episode of the anime where they're like eating ice cream and there's like also like a Vanillux right nearby and it's just like looking at them in horror?
I feel
like there should be.
I haven't seen that.
Okay.
But I think the only time we've even seen... I didn't watch much of the Black and White series because it was trash.
Right.
They did, like, the writers were really bad for it. But I just know that one of the rival fights, the rival had a Vanillux. I think it's the only time we've seen it.
Okay.
Speaking of the anime, I've been going back and I'm watching the Indigo League.
Have you? I heard it's on Netflix now, right?
It is on Netflix now.
Okay.
I was watching a video online and they played the Pokemon theme song. I was like, hey, I should watch that. Should just watch that start to finish. That's been good. I've been watching just tidbits of the new XY series, which is leaps and bounds better than the Black and White series.
Okay.
So apparently they fired like 80% of their writer staff.
Oh, wow.
From Black and White. It was...
Wait, 80% of the writer staff? How many... So they just have 5 writers and they fired 4 of them?
I mean, if they've only got 5 writers, You think they only got 5 writers for like year-long seasons?
I suppose that's true. I'm probably gonna need more.
Like, I don't know.
Just a
It's
few.
80% is just what like a rumor my friend told me, but like I know they fired a lot of them.
Okay.
'Cause it was like the lowest views and stuff. It was really bad.
Okay.
And now for this new season, they've really cranked up the animation quality.
Oh, that's good.
So like even if like I'm not a fan of like the writing and what they're saying, it's like it's still visually really nice to look at.
Okay.
So that's good.
Yeah. Cool. Me and my friends have actually been doing. We watched the first 2 Pokemon movies, and we're going to continue watching the movies
Okay.
on occasion.
That's gonna go great for you up until like a point where the
Yeah.
movies just start getting really bad.
Yeah. Well, so I found it was really interesting. I found that the Pokemon, the first movie, I thought that movie, as a kid, I loved it, right? And I watched it again, and obviously it was not as good as when you're a kid.
Yeah.
But still, I thought, it had an interesting premise, and animation was good and stuff. And then I thought that was really good. And we went on to the second movie. And that movie is just it's just like the worst like thing ever. Like it was so.
Second one was, did you guys do Pokemon movie 2000?
We did Pokemon movie 2000. Okay. Yeah, that's the one with.
Wow, I'm
Lugia.
surprised. I haven't seen that one in years.
Okay.
So hearing you said that doesn't hold up like at all is surprising.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
Huh. Yeah, it's even. I don't think Pokemon the first movie holds up as well as I think it does.
Right.
Like from my childhood. Because I watched it a couple years ago, and it's just like, It's got the funny joke of, like, where they're in the boat with Jesse and James, but they're disguised
As Vikings?
Yeah, as Vikings. It's like, I didn't know Vikings still exist. Yeah, but they mostly live in Minnesota.
Yeah, which is, of course, a reference to the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, that's a great joke. But,
Yeah.
other than that, I'm like, it's good. The action's good. The animation's pretty good, but I don't know.
I also didn't realize how meta that movie was. Because there's that one scene where Jesse and James are in that like weird laboratory, and it's like showing all the silhouettes of the Pokemon, and they're just saying like, "Who's that Pokemon?" And it's just like, "Oh, wow, that's really kind of self-referential, isn't it?"
Oh, that famous part where they're listing off the Pokemon silhouettes and they get one wrong. It's just disappointing.
Yep.
I think it was Alakazam for Scyther or something. It was bad.
Oh yeah, you're right. They did.
Yeah,
they mess it up.
They mess one up, which is just. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
You made this series. You can do better than that. I think I never considered 2000 to be bad, but like I said, I haven't watched it in a long time. Then after that, I think it's the Mystery of the Unknown, and then.
Well, I think the order we were going to watch them is that we were going to do Pokemon first movie, Pokemon 2000, then we were going to do Mewtwo Returns.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then we're going to do Pokemon 3, which we thought was the third, or technically like the third canonical.
Which one was Pokemon 3?
That was the one with Entei. And
okay, that's Mystery of the Unknown.
Oh, okay, good.
And then I think after that is Pokemon Forever. Because it's 4, and then it's clever wordplay. I think I remember that one being really good. It's got a weird...
That one's really sad. I remember getting really sad.
It's got like a really weird like tree monster, which is really weird because that's not a Pokemon.
Tree monster.
Yeah. You'll see it once you watch it.
Well, but I own that movie. I've seen it like a bunch of times. I don't remember a tree monster.
It's like when Celebi gets like is corrupted or something. And it
I know what you're talking about. It like takes control of like a big tree or something.
And then I think after that, they start getting bad. Well, no, because after that's Pokemon Heroes, and Pokemon Heroes is amazing.
Right.
But after that, cause there's like a pirate one with Manaphy.
A pirate one?
Yeah, it was like a pirate.
Did you see Jirachi Wishmaker? Because that was one that's the one I thought was after Heroes.
It might be. You're right. And I saw that way back in the day, and I didn't like it way back in the day.
Okay.
It's got like this big, weird, fake Groudon thing that's got tentacles and stuff.
What?
Yeah, you'll see.
I don't remember. That reminds me of Pokemon XD, where there was a guy that made like a Groudon robot.
Oh?
Yeah.
I've never played those games.
Okay.
Yeah,
there's a guy that makes like a Groudon and Kyogre robot.
Huh. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's weird.
But yeah, I think after that they just get really bad until... I think there's probably a couple okay ones sprinkled in there. I know the Genesect movie is really bad. I watched it. The voice acting is probably the worst part about it.
Okay.
Kind of made me want to cry, but there's a really cool Feraligatr in it. That was cool.
I remember seeing bits of one that was about Darkrai, and like there was like, it was like a weird like floating. They were on like a weird floating city or something like that.
I remember the Darkrai one. That one is okay.
Okay.
That was kind of sad too, though.
Okay, I didn't watch the whole
remember
thing. I just remember Darkrai, and there's like a weird like black girl with green hair or something. Am I remembering that?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
There's always like a girl, but I don't remember.
Well, I
who the
remember
girl
she
was
was
like
like the like replacement for like Misty or May or whoever was like, you know, the last girl in the.
Oh, it would have been Dawn.
Oh yeah, it would have been Dawn, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know. In Gen 5, Iris was with them.
I think that's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I mean she doesn't have green hair; she's just got really big hair.
Oh, okay, that's probably what I'm thinking of then.
Yeah, but I mean the Darkrai one is okay. It's kind of sad. It's got like the stakes are really high.
Okay.
Because Dialga and Palkia come out and they're fighting, and they control like space and time. So like them fighting is kind of messing everything up.
Oh, okay.
So it's alright. Darkrai, I think Darkrai dies. So it's kind of, like I said, it's kind
But
of
isn't he a ghost Pokemon?
He's dark.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, ghost Pokemon could die. I don't know.
I mean, I guess.
Can exercise them, I guess.
I suppose. Okay. I guess that makes sense.
And I just thought, I didn't really think any of them were like great until really late X and Y movies.
Okay.
There's one, I think it was the second to last one to come out with Hoopa. I thought it was pretty good. You get a lot of really cool fights in it, so.
Okay. I heard that apparently for like a new Pokemon movie, they've hired the writer from I guess Gravity Falls and the writer from Guardians of the Galaxy to do the new Pokemon movie.
Oh.
So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
Oh god, is that the new Volcanion movie?
I don't know.
That'd be interesting. I would have to actually look into that.
Where are we on time?
12:40.
Okay.
Hey, No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Hear about that stuff?
I heard that it's out.
Do you hear how like trash it is?
Well, I heard that like, it's a cool world and all that, but there isn't much like video game. Like there isn't like a whole lot to do other than just explore.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. There's like, I mean, all I've heard many complaints because like there's like a million planets or whatever you go to, but they're all just like slightly different from each other.
Right.
Because it's randomly generated and stuff. It's like there's a lot of it's gonna overlap. My friend bought it, and he was telling me last night about like the scariest thing he's probably ever seen, and I was just cracking up. There's a creature that was generated that had the legs of a spider.
Oh my god.
The body of a crab, and then the whole entire like top half of a praying mantis.
Oh my god, that sounds horrible.
It was like 30 feet tall, but thankfully it was an herbivore.
Oh, okay.
So, like that is actual nightmare fuel.
Right.
What a terrifying monster.
That's
Jesus.
crazy.
But he says he's enjoying it, but from like everything that I've seen, it's just you collect resources, but you don't have much to do with the resources.
Right.
I don't know.
Have you ever played Starbound?
I have not played Starbound.
Okay, that game is
good.
That game's really good.
Yeah.
It's basically sort of like what No Man's Sky. It's sort of the No Man's Sky and Starbound are sort of going for like the same thing, but Starbound is more like a 2D.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Because it's
version.
it's like Terraria's successor, right?
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, that game's really good. And what I really like about it is that like it melds like a sort of story, like like the world itself has like a lot of these like narrative elements to it. Like there are like 7 different races, and they all have like different things like associated with them, and like they all have their own like things and gimmicks to them, and they all have like their own planets and stuff, and they're all really well integrated into each other. And so yeah, it's just really what they did with the planets. The different planets you go to is that each one of them has their own kind of like story that fits into the universe. Like you go to like a toxic planet and you go and like there's like buildings and stuff in the background, and it like clearly implies that this was like a planet that was once heavily inhabited, but then was just like got so polluted that just everybody left, and now it's just a toxic planet. with like acid oceans and stuff.
It's cool.
And then there are other ones, they're just like forest planets that have like various aliens on them and stuff. And the other ones that are just like ocean planets, and that's where like all of like the fish people live and stuff. So it's like really well integrated, and I really enjoyed that about it.
Apparently, No Man's Sky has like a lot of story.
Really?
You just gotta like find it and then read through it.
Okay.
So I think it's there if you want it, apparently.
Right.
Otherwise, like to me, it just seems like a really empty game.
Yeah.
Like obviously, there's a lot in it, but there's like you can't play with other people, which is weird.
Right.
For that kind of game, that's really bizarre.
Well, I heard somewhere that like, maybe that was just a lie actually, because I heard that like that it was like an MMO kind of, but it was just so large that it was just so unlikely that you would ever run into anyone.
That's what they kept saying. They kept saying like, oh, you'll mostly be by yourself, and sometimes you'll be in combat, you'll be killed by like a creature, and then maybe sometimes, very rarely, like another player or something.
Right.
And like maybe that's still true, and just no one's run into each other yet. But it seems like they just put out a lot of promises that they didn't follow through on.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a giant snake. I don't really know what that's about. Apparently it's a big thing.
A giant snake.
Yeah, I was watching one of the trailers, and there's like a 5-second shot of like you see a body of a snake going by behind some some rocks, and it's really big, and then it doesn't explain that at all, and it cuts away. It's apparently an important thing that they had to put in the trailers.
Okay. You think it was like procedurally generated, or did
I don't
they
know.
just...
I think that's what I was thinking about the other day. It's like, was it just a procedurally generated creature, or was this supposed to be like a big thing?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, it's also really annoying when they like put something into a trailer and it's just not in the game or movie at all.
Yeah, movies do that all the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get why movies do it, but I guess I get why games do it too. But if you've already got footage of it, which means you've already got it in game, I don't really know why you'd cut it out.
Yeah.
But
did you see Suicide Squad?
I haven't.
Okay. Because do you remember from one of the trailers when Harley Quinn is like in that one car and she's like, "I hope you got insurance." Do you remember that?
I think so.
Yeah, she doesn't say that in the movie.
Oh no.
So I don't know why I was like waiting for her to say that the whole movie and she never did. So
Oh no. John's biggest dream.
Yeah. I don't know why I was waiting for her. It's just
That's
like,
weird.
oh, she's supposed to say that at some point, and then she didn't.
What'd you think of the movie?
It was a pretty entertaining mess of like all sorts of, it was a mess.
Yeah.
But, it was all right.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I want to see it, but I was gonna go into it with the same expectations I had with Batman vs Superman, which is like, if this movie is just like okay, I'll be fine. I'll be satisfied with that. And I thought Batman Superman was pretty good. I'm in the pretty minority on that one. So
I didn't think it was bad either. Actually, like
people are saying that Suicide Squad is better than BVS. So
really,
yeah.
I don't know about that.
So, there's a lot of hate on Batman vs Superman. So.
Yeah, I guess it's true. But I don't know. I enjoyed Suicide Squad. It definitely had some really memorable moments. And it's also, the thing is that it was kind of obvious that they like had to like chop it up, or that they chopped it up, like, pending on like fan reactions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was kind of unfortunate, but
And apparently they went back and they kind of recast a lot of it so it would be funnier.
yeah.
But seamless transition. Speaking of Suicide Squad, 2 new characters got reviewed for Injustice 2.
Ooh.
Which one was Harley, which we knew was coming. We saw her hammer in one of the things, and she's a returning character, so no. But she got revamped, because not many people liked the Harley in the first game. She was kind of a good guy, and she had guns, which was weird.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen Harley use guns. I don't know if she does in Suicide Squad, but she's back. She's a lot more like crazy. There's a line from Batman when he's coming in to fight her. He's like, "You're losing control, Harley." And she's like, "That's just part of my charm." So I don't know. She's coming more like Joker, I guess. And she's got her 2 hyenas. They're like.
I didn't know she had hyenas.
Yeah, in the series, like I know in the old animated series and probably in some of the comics, she's got these 2 hyenas that she raised from like as babies.
Okay.
So she's really attached to them, and they come in. She's like they're part of some of her moves, and they come in for a super. That's pretty cool. And then the other one they revealed was Deadshot. And Deadshot looks clean. Like, I really like his outfit. He's got like the mask and everything, you know.
Right. Is he voiced by Will Smith?
I didn't really hear any voices from him.
Okay.
It's mostly like grunts and stuff, you know.
Right.
I hope he is.
I doubt it. I feel like
it'd be hilarious. Because there's gonna be a story, and then you'd have to be part of the story and do a lot of voice lines. So probably not.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of guns.
Right.
And there's a really negative stigma on guns in that game because in the last game, Deathstroke was in it, and he had a couple gun moves that were like some of the cheapest things in the game.
Right.
And you just stand in a rage and you shoot your guns, and they do a lot of damage, and they're really fast.
All right, I'm totally confused now. What is the difference between Deathstroke and Deadshot?
Deadshot's an assassin that never misses.
Okay.
Deathstroke is just a really good assassin.
So is Deathstroke the guy from Teen Titans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wade Wilson, Slade. He's got... I mean, he's a really good assassin, and he's got regenerative powers.
Okay.
They're not as crazy as, like, say, Wolverine's or Deadpool's. They're just kind of minor stuff. He can heal minor wounds and stuff like that.
Okay.
And he's really good with swords. Deadshot's more of a gun.
Okay, because I don't know.
He is a gunsman.
I don't know why, but I thought Will Smith's character in the Suicide Squad was the same character from Teen Titans. So
really?
Yeah, but I guess not.
He was the guy. Well, actually, I really wanted to see Captain Boomerang, but Deadshot was the guy I was most looking forward to. Other than that, in the movie, and I knew he was gonna play a big role. But Deadshot's got this really cool super where he's always got this really big sniper on his back, and he starts off, he just like throws it in the air, and he does like a really cool combo, goes around, punches, shoots point blank, and then the gun falls back down. He's like facing the other way, and it falls, and it's like facing behind him. He just shoots him in the head that way. It's like that was a really cool. I'm excited to play that. He's got some cool tech with like his bullets where he does this combo. He knocks you in the air, and then he shoots the ground, and the bullet hits the ground, and then ricochets up and shoots him. I'm like, oh, there's some good potential here. I'm really excited for Injustice 2.
All right, it's time to wrap up. Jason, you have anything you want to plug?
No, my projects are still mysteries.
Okay. You can follow me, John Harwood, on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at John Harwood Dev. And then also you can buy my game, Demon Hearts, on Steam. And look for my new game, Slime of Fury, coming out at some point in the future. And then...
maybe one day.
Maybe one day, yes. No, I'm certain one day. Certain one day.
Good.
If you say that you're certain, it has to be true.
It has to happen.
Yes.
Then what, are you going to lie to everyone?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Also, if you're interested in, there's an event going on at 42 Ale House on the 25th. A whole lot of local game developers showing off their games.
Hey,
yeah, that's a thing.
Check me out. I'll be there. I'll be in the kitchen.
Making pizzas?
Probably.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. All right, we'll see you all in the next podcast.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Yay.